Welcome back to the podcast. Today we are talking about something very, very sneaky. The 3 clutter traps that almost everyone falls into. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Flora, certified simplification coach and 7-time author. And for over 28 years, I've been helping women like you align into a life and a business that you are wildly obsessed with by helping you clear out the 9 types of clutter keeping you from enjoying the life that you've worked so hard to build. If you haven't subscribed, please do so and hit that notification bell so you know every single time when an episode is released. Now, let's jump into the 3 most common clutter traps of all time. So, clutter trap number 1, the someday pile. We all have this, even myself, and I weed through it as often as I possibly can. These look like books on your shelf that you've been meaning to read someday. These look like half-finished crocheting or knitting projects or crafting projects. This looks like a digital folder labeled ideas or recipes with files that you haven't ever opened or looked at since you saved them. Maybe it's a business program that you purchased that you haven't actually gone through. Now, here's the trap. Every single one of those some days that you're keeping takes up mental real estate. It takes up that bandwidth. Even if you're not consciously thinking about these things, your brain will keep them in the background because you've said, I'm going to do this someday. So your brain is like waiting for that someday to happen. This is like having a dozen open tabs on your browser. Pretty soon, it's going to start slowing down your computer, aka your brain and your life and your energy. The cost of having this in your life is that you're not just losing that mental bandwidth, that space, you're also losing momentum. Every single time you walk past that pile, you get a little bit of guilt. Oh, I should finish that. I should really make time to do that. Oh, I really need to do this. And that guilt compounds. And before you know it, you're carrying the weight of these hundreds of tiny little unfinished things every single day, everywhere you go. And the reality is that someday is actually a fantasy. Either you prioritize it, you put it in your calendar, or you just let it go. That's where the clarity comes in, when you can give yourself permission to either schedule it or let it go. Clutter trap number 2, the just in case hoard. This one is sneaky because it pretends to be practical. So this is like the clothes that are a smaller size that you're keeping just in case you lose weight. This is a big one. All of those Thanksgiving dishes, like the 3 crock pots and the giant roaster and the giant serving platter, just in case you host Thanksgiving or a big holiday event. How often do you actually do that? I also want you to think about all the old apps that you keep on your phone, just in case. Again, the reality of this is that 90% of those just in case items never get used. They sit there and they silently steal your time and your space. I want you to think of this as like these items are paying rent to the things that you don't actually use. Like every time you open your closet, or your kitchen cabinets, or your laptop, you're sifting through all this extra stuff and you're moving it aside to get to the stuff that you actually do need. This is one of the things that I preach and teach all the time. When you remove the stuff that you're just moving around, that you never use, that you're keeping just in case, so that you can get to the things you're actually using, you save so much time. You save so much time. And when you hold on to those things, friction will build up. You're wasting time. You're wasting energy. You're wasting those precious moments that you could be doing and using for something else in your life. These just in case items cause so much more overwhelm and so much more mental overload than what they're actually worth. So instead of making you feel prepared, these just in case items typically make you feel stuck in the past, or stuck with that feeling of lack. And yes, there are people that say, but I can't afford to replace it. I can't. Again, that is something else to unpack. I do offer coaching and I help you unpack these life things that are cluttering up your life so much so that you feel like you can't let go of an extra crock pot. Okay. All right. Clutter trap number 3 is the busy badge. And this one is so prevalent. So most of the people in my audience are very high achieving women. You are in it to win it. You got things going on. Many of you are entrepreneurs or in long-term careers. And the busy badge is probably the most dangerous form of a clutter trap because it looks like productivity, but in reality, it's just glorified distraction. Here's how it shows up. You say yes to every coffee date. You say yes to every committee that you can volunteer for, mainly because you don't want to disappoint anybody. It also looks like filling your workday with emails, with admin tasks, with little errands so that you can feel accomplished and look helpful, while the big projects and the big things that you really want to accomplish that will move the needle closer to where you actually want to go sit untouched because you're too busy doing all those other little things. This is daily clutter at its finest. Another thing that this could show up as is keeping your calendar so packed full of stuff that it feels like rest, or when you take a rest, it feels like laziness and it feels like you have to earn your rest. Again, this is something that I help my private clients do. If this sounds familiar, I want you to take note that this busy badge will convince you that motion equals progress. But again, here's the reality. Busyness is not the same as effectiveness. I'm going to say that again. Busyness is not the same as effectiveness. This is like running on a treadmill and then wondering why you never get to where you actually want to go. It's because you're sitting on a treadmill. You're running in the same spot. So the real cost of this, because a lot of people are like, yeah, I get it, but I'm fine. No, you're not. The real cost of this, of being busy all the time and not being productive, is burnout. And I have been there. You guys have seen me go through burnout, okay? If you've been here for a hot minute, you've seen me go through burnout because I was doing all the things. Burnout happens and it kind of sneaks up on you. One day you wake up tired. And then you go to bed exhausted, and you go to bed tired, and you wake up exhausted. And it's the same cycle over and over again. And you feel like that you've never gotten enough done. And so you try to do more. And then again, it's these little busy things. The key is to ask yourself, where am I at? Where am I going? And is this thing that I'm doing actually getting me closer to what I want to accomplish, to what I want to feel, to what I want to experience in my life? The constant cycle of doing more and being busy actually keeps you from creating the space for what matters most, whether it's scaling your business, spending time with your family, clearing out all the clutter and all the riffraff in your life so that you can finally take a vacation, or so that you can take a vacation without feeling guilty that you're taking a vacation, or even just spending the weekend doing nothing instead of wandering through all of your clutter saying, I really need to get to this someday. The busy badge is not a badge of honor. It is a chain to your daily clutter that is keeping you stuck and keeping you from enjoying the life that you absolutely love. Now that you've heard all 3 of these, I would love to know in the comments, which clutter trap do you fall into the most? The someday pile, the just in case hoard, or the busy badge? I've pinned this question below so that you can share your answer in the comments. And I want you to read other people's comments because it might surprise you for you to recognize that you are not alone. This is one of the things in all the 28 years that I've been coaching, that this is so prevalent in so many people's lives. Now, to quote the infamous Joshua Becker, he says, the first step in crafting the life that you want is to get rid of everything that you don't. Your someday piles, your just in case hoards, and your busy badges are all the things that you don't need. These things appear as helpful, But in reality, again, they're keeping you stuck in the very patterns that you're trying to escape from, aka your clutter, and not being able to enjoy the life that you've built. So I want to ask you again, where are you most caught up with these three? And are you ready to shift out of this way of living? I have opened up spots in my calendar for one-on-one sessions so that you can finally enjoy the life that you have worked so hard to build. I am currently enrolling in my coaching for the next year. So if you want one-on-one help to clear the clutter, not just the physical clutter, but that emotional, the mental, the financial, the daily, all the things, all the 9 types of clutter. If you're ready to finally start putting you first and creating that life that you want, or just starting to enjoy the life that you've already built, I promise you, you are so much closer than you think. Click the link below, sign up, let's talk. You are so much closer than you realize from actually enjoying and creating that life that you have worked so hard to build. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know every single time an episode is released. And for more support and resources, click the links below. Mwah.